Las Vegas. It's the entertainment capital of the world. But this oasis in the Nevada desert is also home to some of the world's best golf courses and some of the world's best players. Among them, 28-year-old Danielle Kang, who is living up to her reputation as one of the most gifted players in the sport.
Danielle, welcome to Living Golf. Now, for our audience who perhaps aren't familiar with your story, can you perhaps tell us a little bit about where you're from and your earliest memories of golf?
I was born in San Francisco, California, and I grew up at Westlake Village, California. And golf entered my life when I was around 12 or 13. Before then, my dad took me to the golf course here and there, but I never liked it. But I picked it up because my brother started playing and he was really good right off the bat. And all everyone talked about was how good he was, how far he hit the ball, and I got kind of jealous of the attention. I just followed him wherever he went.
Despite being a latecomer to the game, it wasn't long before Kang's natural talent, coupled with her close bond with brother Alex, saw her qualify for the US Open at just 14 years old.
I didn't know what the US Open was. I didn't even sign up for it. My brother signed me up for it. And when I made the US Open, everyone was so excited, and I didn't know why. And they said it was a major, and my response was, what's a major? Because at that time, I was really into doing martial arts and watching the World Cup. I was more of a soccer fan and martial arts fan, more so than football and basketball and golf.
In 2010, Kang claimed the first of her US women's amateur titles with her father K.S. Kang on the bag and announced herself as one of the most talented prospects in the game, beating a familiar face in Jessica Korda in the match play final.
That might have been one of my favorite tournaments ever in my entire life, still to this day, because my dad and I had so much fun. It wasn't about winning. It was just like my dad just trying to make me have fun and enjoy what comes with being in the position, whether it's more TV time, whether it's my mom getting to watch me on TV or anything like that. So next thing you know, we're playing against Jessica Korda in the finals, and everyone thought she was gonna win. Like, no one on the Golf Channel talked about me winning. No one, I mean, I was a nobody. And one of the most memorable thing for me is on the final hole, I had a 4-footer to win the entire thing. And I looked at my dad, I called him over, I said, can I please have a TV if I make this putt? And he said, yes, you could have a TV in your room. And I said, okay. He's like, just make the putt, you could have a TV. I said, okay. So I made it, and he bought me a TV.
Adjusting to the professional game takes time. And sadly, following a battle with cancer, Danielle's father passed away in 2013 before she was able to get her first win as a professional.
I've gone through a lot in the 5 years. Felt like I aged like 20 years through that 5 years. And it wasn't because of golf, but, you know, going through a lot of losses, and I wanted to win so desperately for a couple years. I've never been that desperate in my life trying to get a win. And I failed. I couldn't win while my dad was still around. And I don't look back as the biggest failure, it's just I couldn't do it.
In 2017, the hunt for that elusive first victory finally came to an end in spectacular fashion. Kang claiming her first LPGA title and her first major as she holed a birdie putt after a fearless approach on the 18th to seal the Women's PGA Championship at Olympia Hills. With that first victory out of the way, Kang quickly set about establishing herself as one of the world's best, with LPGA wins in 2018, 19 and back-to-back wins following the lockdown in 2020.
Now, as we look ahead to the rest of this year, Danielle, there are some pretty big events on the horizon. So what are your goals for 2021?
More so than anything, I want to compete in the Olympics. I know with the pandemic, everyone's worried that it's going to be canceled, but it's been my dream to compete in the Olympics since I was a kid. And I've watched the Olympics. I watched every Olympics all my life, and Winter Olympics, Summer Olympics. To compete in it and having golf in it now, it wasn't the original way I wanted to compete in the Olympics with Taekwondo, but just to compete in it and to have the opportunity to win, set myself up for a chance is my main goal this year.